Nicky Hawkins here, West Ham Fan TV. Welcome back to another video. Now, you may have seen, or not seen, but go and check it out, that I did some work with Sky Bet recently and recorded some shorts previewing the new season. And one of the things I've done with Sky Bet is reacted to the Sky Bet Hope surveys, the fan surveys, which shows you what percentage of fans, and there is some really surprising results, what percentage of fans think of certain subjects. And one of the subjects that what I reacted to while I was at Sky Bet was only 24% of fans don't think Moyes is the man. Now, I was surprised by this statistic because I thought it was more. And I'm sure it will become more as the time goes on if he don't do something. But it got me to thinking, I am in the 24%, but is there anything that he could do to turn me around and maybe turn the other 24% and get 100% back in again? Well, I've come up with 5 things, and these are the 5 criticisms that I have of David Moyes. And if he got to change these, maybe, just maybe, I'll be back on board again. But let's have a look at the 5 things that Moyes can do to win back that 24%. Number 1, sign some quality. Now, since Rice left for £100 million and David Sullivan come out on the radio and said, look, we need 1 or 2 signings to replace him, there has been no signings. And there's real rumblings of discontent behind the scenes that the 4 people responsible for the signings can't agree, and that's what's holding things up. West Ham are yet to sign anybody. The only club in the top division that haven't signed a signing yet. That's despite letting our captain and our best player go. Now, what can Moyes do to remedy this? Well, he needs to have a plan. And this is the criticism I've heard of Moyes over the years, is that there seems no plan. It seems like these transfer windows sneak up on us every season. We haven't got a forward-thinking recruitment process in place. Now, Moyes, for all the stability he offered us when he first come in, it seems like everything's falling down around him. And he needs to get back hold of this and be firm, be concise, identify what he wants, go and tell the chairman and get it done. He needs to get a firm plan in place and get hold of this and sign some quality. We seem to do scattergun approaches, and whoever says yes, we sign. There never seems to be any planning. There never seems to be identification of the pros and cons. It just seems to be like, oh, he's a big name, go and get him. Wrong. If he can change this, I'd be more convinced. Number 2, become more expansive. The football under Moyes at times is diabolical. It's really based on counter-attacking football. We try and soak up the pressure and then counter-attack. Moyes needs to change this. And I'm going to be fair to Moyes because in pre-season, he's been trying different formations. Maybe that's because of the loss of Rice and what he's got at the moment. And that's one of the problems that I've got. If he's going to change formation, he needs to get these signings in quick because they need to be learning the ins and outs of the formation. But the football under Moyes is too one-dimensional. There is no plan. We just carry on with the same plan regardless of the result, regardless of the opposition. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. But over the last season we saw in the league, it got worked out pretty quickly after having 2 successful seasons. Now, as I said, I'm going to be a little bit complimentary on Moyes. He has been trying different formations, namely 2 up front with Skamaka and Ings playing a lot of games, with Divine Mubama coming on. But what I would say is that at the moment, he hasn't had his full squad together, and we will get a real indication when all the squad come together and play some friendly games together, what he's going to do. And if he does not, I'll come up with a plan B, then I think he's dead in the water, to be honest with you. We're going to be worked out pretty quickly. Players are going to become frustrated. There needs to be more reliance and more trust in the attacking players that he's got. And if he doesn't do that, goodbye, Moyes. Number 3. Be proactive, not reactive. Now, this is the one that really, really grinds my gears, to be quite honest with you. Game plan, in-game plan, non-existent. He always becomes reactive in times of dire stress. He never, ever rolls the dice and gambles and becomes proactive. In-game management, if it's going the way he thinks it's going to be going, you can set your watch by his substitutions. But he will not change things. He will not change in-game, no matter if we're getting battered, no matter if we're winning, no matter if we've gone 2-3-0 up, no matter if we've gone 2-3-0 down. All of a sudden, it takes us to really, really be getting pasted for him to turn around and go, right, well, I think now it's time to change it. He is never, ever trying to change the in-game plan to win the game. He's always trying to chase the game. And if he can change this, if he can change his ways, which, look, I'm not hopeful of, he's been doing it for years and years and years, but if he can change this, this will be like a weight off my back, because it really, really annoys me. And if he can do that, if he can change the way he approaches games, and he can change the way he manages in-game tactics, you know what? I'll give him a second chance. Number 4, get a striker that strikes. Now, this is not necessarily David Moyes' problem, but it's a problem under David Moyes. We have got a problem with getting our strikers playing the way that we want them to play, or building a squad around them. And this is not a criticism of strikers. This is a criticism of the way we play football, because it never, ever benefits the strikers. The only striker we can, and he keeps on reverting back to him, the only striker we can use in this system is Mikel Antonio, and he blows hot and cold, but he seems to be the only one that David Moyes trusts in this system. It's not the striker, it's the system. Look, we drove Haller out because he didn't fit the system, but at the time that was working. But West Ham cannot afford to be getting people like Scamacca and Haller for 45, 50 million pounds and then letting them walk out the door sulking, because we will never get the money back. And we really need, I think maybe with the Rice still going, he may become a little bit more reliant on the strikers, and he may change. Here's hoping. But we need to be getting the best out of these people and playing to their strengths. Because if Scamacca is a quality player, but it always seems to be Moyes football that upsets these sort of players. You know, there's so many rumblings of discontent in the playing squad because of the tactics we play, because of the way we play football, and because of the lack of opportunities he gives them to actually play and play to their strengths. If we can get a striker that's striking and play to their strengths, and we've got one there, is Scamacca, then, you know, I'll give him another opportunity. Number 5, get the kids involved. Now, I've been watching pre-season, and I've been very, very impressed with a couple of kids. Potts in midfield, and Divine Mubama have been absolutely phenomenal. I think Divine Mubama looks a step above everyone else in that sort of age group. He looks like the real deal, to be honest with you. But when you think about players that we've had in the past, players that, you know, you think maybe good enough to have an opportunity, Moyes never, ever gives them a chance. Now, think about it. We had an academy player that became our best player, our captain, and a British record transfer fee. You know, there is no better opportunity now that is left for another kid to come in and become the new Declan Rice. I think Potts is phenomenal. I think he can really develop that, but they need game time. Moyes, he's looking around. Everyone that we seem to be linked with seems to be 28, 29. You know, I'm not saying past their best, but not long left in them. Get the kids involved. Get the future going, you know, and you never know. Another Declan Rice may be found. And there we go. There's my 5 things that would certainly go a long way to sway me back into David Moyes' favour. What do you think? What side of the coin do you fall on? Is there anything that I've missed? Is there anything that you agree with? Is there anything that you can disagree with? But listen, that was just an interesting topic and an interesting result I found from Sky Bet Fan Hope Survey. You can read all about the other findings of the 2023 Sky Bet Hope Survey, add your voice in the debate, and share your season predictions on Sky Bet Fan Central. The link is in the description below. Go and show them some love. Go and check out the videos that I've done, and leave your comments in the comment section down below. What do you think? One thing left to say. Come on, you Irons.